I wish I knew these 3 things before I ever started in solar. I know there's a lot of misconceptions in the solar industry, but I've been in the industry for about coming up to 4 years now. I think I might be at 4 years already. And I want to share with you the top 3 things I believe are so crucial to anyone's career in solar that it can literally make or break your business. And of course, I'm very, very generous with the knowledge that I have, and I'm giving it away for you guys for free. And I appreciate all the love and support. And by the way, if you have any questions for me regarding generating leads, solar sales, or anything of that matter, getting an installer, put them down below. Okay, if you're not sure, if you just got into solar, but you're not sure whether you've made the right move, maybe with the company that you're with, how you're getting paid, whatever, just put it down below. And if the question is good enough, then I'll make a video on it. But now, what are these 3 things that I think are so crucial that I think can make or break somebody's business? Well, they're very simple, but powerful at the same exact time. The first thing is, if you're starting in solar, you have to be prepared to not rely on any one single market, because your inability to do that can cost you a lot of money and a lot of headache. And what do I mean by that? You know, I've talked about on other videos how laws and regulations can change in individual states in any given moment, and nobody has any control over that. That is literally the government and the people at the highest echelons of the government who are controlling what rules and regulations get passed. And that's not something that you and I can have any degree of control. And that shouldn't make us scary. You gotta be like a chess player almost, and be able to predict, hey, what if this happens? Well, if this happens, I have a backup. And by having a backup, I mean being able to sell remotely. I see time and time again people get in solar and they just rely on knocking doors. Well, what if your state regulation and laws change overnight, just the way it happened in South Carolina and North Carolina? You know, they went from 1-to-1 net metering to 50% buyback rate. What if it happens to what happened in California with the NEM 3.0? What if you get screwed like that? And then your only means to survive is to sell PPAs or batteries with a loan? You have to be able to be nimble in this industry. And that's the first ever lesson that I wanted you to take from this video. Be nimble and be prepared to sell remotely, because if that shit happens in your state, then you bounce and you go into another state, because you're not a tree. You don't have roots into the ground, into the soil, and so you can't move. You can move, and you must when shit like that happens. The second thing is, which if you don't follow that advice, can literally ruin your entire business.
What is that, Ivan?
Second thing is, have a backup installer. Do not rely on any one single installer. And that's not to say that the installer is bad. Of course, you're not going to be working with bad installers. But what if all of a sudden they get an influx of a lot of deals and they have limited amount of crews? And that's normal in the solar industry. What if they have an influx of too many installs in one single month? What's going to happen to your business? Does that mean that you're just going to have to sit and wait and hope, pray to the gods that shit actually does happen? No. What you do is you have a backup installer. Now, you might be dealing with your preferred installer at any given time, but if they have backlog issues, if they're not able to install within the time frame that they've given you, then you should have someone else that you can pass that deal to. And it's as simple as that. You can keep the relationship and the communication the same way with your installer. That's not mean that should make or break the relationship between you and them. It means, hey bro, I understand. You gotta eat, I gotta eat, okay? And so I'm gonna put my deal through someone else, for example. And that's what I recommend you having more than one installer at a time. It's cost me greatly. We've wasted tens of thousands of dollars in a single month by just having one installer. I don't want to go through the same mistake ever again. And I don't want you going through the same mistake that I've gone through, because I'm telling you, it is not worth it. It's headache. You see how you're wasting money. You see how your guys are selling deals and you can't pay them on it because there's nothing that's been installed, and it's a lose-lose situation. And the third thing is that whenever you get into solar, you're looking for a red line, and a red line from an EPC. They're gonna give you their red line, their generic cost of install without adders, plus what it cost them to source the panels and the entire system. That's the red line. And don't tell me that some people on the internet, I'm not gonna name any, are telling you to run from the red line because they're trying to build a massive company with the greatest compensation plan. Bro, that guy who's telling you to run from the red line has a fucking red line from the installer they're working with. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So don't run from the red line. Red line is selling potatoes, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm buying them for $2 a pound. Now all of a sudden I'm gonna run away from it. What does that even mean, bro? The whole entire idea of building a business is for you to be able to buy potatoes for $2 a pound and sell them at $2.50 and make a little bit of profit. That's the whole entire point. You cannot possibly run from the red line. Anything else besides the red line is bullshit, guys. If you don't understand it, then go learn it the hard way. I don't care. But this channel is sole purpose is to educate you before you get to make the mistakes yourself. That's why you're spending your precious time with me teaching you this stuff as opposed to making the mistakes yourself, because it will hurt a lot more to do it yourself than to learn these things by simply watching my videos. So what does it mean though that red line is not important? I mean it's not important because installers would say, I can give you a red line of $2.10. I can give you a red line of $2.20. I can give you a $2 red line. What you don't know is how long do they take to install the deals. If your deals is going to be installed in 7 to 8 months or 9 months, I couldn't care less about the red line that you're going to give me, even if it's $1. I don't give a shit. I want to get paid fast. That's how I want to grow my business. I don't want to wait for my money, because I know that if I wait to get paid, most likely the amount that I put in the calculator, it's not what I'll get paid at the end, because a lot of deals will fall through the cracks and a lot of people are not going to go solar with me anymore. So the first thing is speed. Second thing is, what adders are they included? Because installers like to add adders that are like out of nowhere. We have all of a sudden travel adders, we have adders for this, adders for that weren't even in the contract. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So I've gone through that myself. I'm telling you, red line in and of itself doesn't mean squat. I prefer to pay a little bit higher amount in terms of my red line, but to know and to be sure that my deals will get paid faster than the guy who has red line that's like 20-30 cents lower than mine. So that's what I'm telling you when I tell you red line's not important. So that will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a massive thumbs up. If you need any help with getting an installer that can install fast within 2 to 3 weeks in multiple states, and if you want to utilize my network of installers, then reach out to me on Instagram, DM me. I'm glad you're gonna help you out because I want to see you win. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you again on the very next one.